Good day, everybody. Happy Monday. I'm Alex Delgado.
And I'm Stephanie Bainham. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you had a fabulous weekend. I know we did. And as we near the end of January, you know, the holidays are over. Our bank accounts are a little leaner.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, a lot leaner. And maybe you found yourself not keeping up with your resolution so well.
Yeah, and all that can lead to what's called the post-holiday blues. In fact, 25% of Americans suffer from low-grade to full-blown depression after the holidays, believe it or not.
I can't believe that.
And here to help us sort through all of those feelings is Dr. Jasmine Singh. She's a resident physician there at UCSF Fresno. Good to see you again, Doctor.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
All right, so there are a lot of reasons why people can become depressed. But how do we know it is it's full-on depression where we need to get help?
So you have to kind of differentiate the blues and depression. So the blues are kind of just, you're a little down, you feel a little lonely, you're missing the holidays, you're missing seeing your family, your friends. But there's a difference between that and depression. Depression is a little different. Now, the symptoms of depression contain a lack of energy, first and foremost. The energy is so poor that people have difficulty doing simple things that we take for granted. Getting up, taking a shower, eating a meal, even that becomes difficult. They also have poor concentration, poor focus. Their sleep may change. It may be increased in some people. It also could be decreased in some people. Additionally, people's appetites also change. People could have an increased appetite or a decreased appetite in depression. But in depression, it goes a little bit deeper as well. People feel hopeless. They feel they can't get out of the situation that they're in. They feel helpless, that they can't even do anything about it. They may feel worthless and that their self-esteem is just so poor. These are the symptoms of depression that are a little bit different and more severe than post-holiday blues.
So with the blues, what are some symptoms with that? Obviously you feel blue, but what else could you might be experiencing that you need to look out for if we're just talking blues?
If we're just talking about the blues, you might feel that you're depressed and you want to kind of stay on your own, not around other people. You may just be feeling a little down or deflated after the holidays. The holidays, like you said, they have made our clothes fit a little tighter and our bank accounts a little leaner, and we're not around our friends and family anymore, and that was a lot of fun. And now we may be feeling a little bit lonelier in our mundane work routines. Additionally, you could just feel that the holidays weren't what you expected.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Sometimes they're overrated, right?
They can be. They can be. So many people feel that the holidays might just be perfect, like they never imagined. Perfect relationships, perfect families, perfect trips, perfect pictures. Everything will be just perfect. But as you know, life is not always perfect. And when that happens, you could be very disappointed after the holidays. So all of these things can lead to you feeling blue.
So what about those people that, because there are a lot of people that find it very difficult to understand depression, right?
Yes.
So we may be looking at someone who's sad, but we think, what are you so sad about? You have so much to be thankful for. You have a healthy family, you have a great life, and you have a job. A lot of people don't have what you have. So why are you so depressed? Do you see that a lot?
I do. And that's an excellent point. Why, with all these great things, are you down? Now, you have to think about why depression develops. It has two components. One is genetics and one is environment. Now, if your family, your parents or someone else in your family has a history of depression, you are genetically susceptible to have depression. You just have a higher rate than other people who may not have it in their family history. Additionally, you could have environmental factors. Now, you need both kind of to bring about a depression. What do I mean by environmental factors? That means some kind of trauma, something like maybe an abuse or something really sad happens in your life, and that could very easily exacerbate an episode of depression.
Can depression ever be physical? Like you feel like you're hurting?
Yes, it can. So we call it somatization, meaning the depression manifests in physical symptoms that have no other medical explanation, like headaches that just don't go away, stomach pains that just don't go away, any kind of physical pain that just is unexplained and doesn't get treated with other methods. It could be depression, and I've very often seen that myself as a physician.
And as an expert and as a physician, do you recommend more for people that are depressed to take medication or to get treatment with maybe a psychiatrist or a counselor or a therapist? Which do you prefer, or do they go hand in hand?
So studies show that both medication and therapy together work best. And medication can be helpful. It takes some time for medication to kick in. We're changing brain chemistry. It takes some time, about 3 to 4 weeks. And talking about it is very, very helpful. In psychiatry, avoiding things is not how we want to do it. We want you to talk about your fears, your anxieties, and what's bringing you down. And as you talk about it, it'll help alleviate some of the stress that you feel.
And I like that you mentioned, if you are feeling a little blue, it might be good to not be alone. So even if your family is away, what would you recommend folks maybe join a book club or just get out there and get coffee with a friend? Just anything to be stimulated, would you say?
Absolutely, I totally agree. So in depression, we have this tendency to isolate, meaning we'll figure it out on our own and we'll just take care of ourselves. But that's actually not going to help. Isolating can lead to loneliness, which is highly correlated with depression. So yes, if you don't have family around, meet up with a coworker, have some coffee, meet up with some friends, join any kind of club, maybe some interest that you have, you want to meet others with the same interest. Having great social connections not only improves our mental health, but studies show it even improves our physical health.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. So
I believe it.
And that's
be around people.
Be around people. That's just one of the many things that you can do to treat some of the symptoms of depression. But if you stick around, if you can stick around as well, Doctor, we're going to discuss even more how to beat those post-holiday blues, including, I love this idea of a gratitude journal.
Oh, yes.
We'll be back with more.
There's a lot in this valley that matters. Your town pride matters. And getting in touch with nature matters. Hard work matters. And playtime matters. School spirit matters. And family values matter. Because you are what matters most to this valley. And what matters most to you matters to us. KSEE 24, local news that matters.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for not just selling me tires. Thanks for doing the work I needed.
Not suggesting stuff I don't.
Thanks for being on the up and up.
And laying off the jar.
Thanks for not trying to hard sell me.
Or just sell me.
Thanks for getting my truck ready for the Sierras.
And fixing the flat I got at 99 for free.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing the right thing by not just selling me tires.
Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
Millions are still exposed to the dangers of secondhand smoke. And some of them can't do anything about it. But you can. Protect your family. Visit tobaccofreeca.com.
After all that holiday shopping, your wallet deserves a nice long break. Introducing Central Valley Honda Dealers Wallet Vacation Sale. Get a great deal and pay $0 down and $0 for 90 beautiful days on any Honda, like the sporty all-wheel drive HR-V, or CR-V, Motor Trend's 2018 SUV of the Year, or Pilot, a Kelly Blue Book 2018 Best Buy. So give your wallet a break and give yourself a new Honda.
So we sold the house.
Hey, you use Purple Bricks, right? An online agent for a place like this?
No, they're genuine agents. They're real people. You just don't pay crazy amounts in commission. You could say thousands.
Thousands?
There it is. Real misery. The misery you feel when you pay too much in commission and get nothing more for your money.
Could have bought the new house with Purple Bricks, too.
Whether you're buying or selling, go to purplebricks.com. Save yourself from real misery.
Sometimes it takes only one person to inspire the entire country.
How many of the people here are volunteers? All of them.
Join us for the stories of everyday heroes who are inspiring America.
On NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Welcome back, everybody. We're back with Dr. Jasmine Singh talking about overcoming mental depressions. And earlier we talked about some of the symptoms, and now it's time to talk about how to beat those post-holiday blues. But first off, doctor, I'd love to talk more about you and kind of your journey and how you chose psychiatry and why depression kind of fascinates you.
Sure. So I chose psychiatry. It was my first rotation in clinical rotations in my third year of medical school. And I was just so impressed by how much suffering there is and how I had never seen anything like it. Psychosis, hallucinations, drug use, immense depression, suicide. I had never come across that before. And it awakened something in me to kind of change and help and be a part of this process to help mental illness. And so I just ran after it and I worked hard, and now I'm here today in Fresno at UCSF Fresno working at CRMC. So I'm really happy.
So we probably have no idea just how bad the situation is when it comes to mental illness, right?
It's actually quite dire. It's a very, very, it's a population that's underserved. It's a field that's underserved. There's a stigma surrounding having mental illness. And we're just in this catch between we have this problem, but no one's talking about it. No one's doing anything. So we're in kind of a conundrum.
Yes. So. And that's why we're so glad to have you on so we can talk about it and realize that there's no shame. And the more you talk about it, the less secret it is, and just the more people can get help.
Absolutely.
And how can people get help if they're listening right now? What would be your recommendations of how they find a doctor and how they kind of start the process?
Sure. So it's mostly dependent upon who your providers are through your insurance. That would be the easiest way to go for it. That would be kind of the best way. If not, find out who can provide you insurance. I think there's also private providers, but just keep looking out for who can take your method of payment.
Mental illness, going back to that, how does that happen? Or do you just have some sort of chemical instability in your head, or does it come from being depressed so many years? Does it come from stress, anxiety? How does one get to that point where they have a mental illness?
So this is a very complex topic, as you can imagine. There is a chemical imbalance involved. That is the current theory. But there's also, like I said, you have the genetic loading. That's very, very prominent for mental illness, as well as the stressors. And, I say stressor, but everyone goes through a stressor. Everyone goes through traumas. What's a stressor for someone may not be for someone else, and vice versa. So it really depends on both the genetics and your whole life, how you face traumas and how you dealt with it.
And how you deal with difficulty and how you deal with stress, which is why you have a great recommendation about a gratitude journal.
Yes.
It might seem silly to some, but I've heard of people doing this and it really helps. So can you kind of teach us how to do a gratitude journal?
Absolutely. So I'd like to first talk a little bit about gratitude. So in gratitude, there's many studies that have been done on it, and they say that when people are showcasing gratitude, their sleep improves, their energy improves, they're happier, their blood pressure gets lower.
I believe it.
I mean, you just are a more relaxed person. So the way I do my gratitude journal is through my Instagram account, which may be a little interesting for some, but
very new age.
Very new age, yes. It's modern psychiatry. What I do is every night at the end of the day, I put up on Instagram 3 things I'm grateful for. So it could be something really spectacular, like being on a TV show, or it could be something really simple as I really loved the coffee I had today. And I've gotten such a fabulous response to this, I can't even tell you. So people who I know, people I haven't talked to in a long time, even strangers have reached out to me saying, what you're doing is really great. I look forward to reading your responses. A friend of mine, she's a lawyer, she said that I'm doing this now because I'm facing some stresses, and it's helping me keeping things in perspective.
I like that.
And so gratitude is really powerful. It's easy to do. Studies show that keeping a gratitude journal reduces symptoms of depression by 30% and keeps them at bay for as long as the journal is continued. So something as simple as being grateful every day can be so helpful.
Really help.
And you also have some other tips, obviously, on how to beat the blues, and they include eating healthy, exercising, schedule time to see friends, and we talked a little bit about that as well.
Yes, very important. It's really important not to isolate. In January our calendars are a little bit more open than they were in December during the holidays, but I would say definitely go out, meet people, meet friends, and just interact with people.
Yes, and be grateful for everything. And speaking of your Instagram, you're at @thejazzydoc.
Yes.
That's how we can find you.
That's how you can find me.
Follow along, post your own gratitude perhaps, or just take the pen to paper. Sometimes I do the old school way.
Yes.
It really does help, and I've been meaning to start a gratitude journal, so thank you for reminding me.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here, Doctor. It was great seeing you. We'll see you again soon, I'm sure, to talk about another interesting topic.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, everyone, don't change that channel or you will miss this adorable